Well, hey again, everyone. This is Bob from Bossrox DIY Solar, and this is probably the last video that I'm going to be doing for my channel since my system is all done and there's no need to add anything else to it. So there's no reason to do any more videos unless for some reason I get a while here and get a hold of something I want to test out and pass on to you guys. But anyways, for the first shot for this video is a meter can with no meter in it. That is sweet to see. Being off-grid is total freedom. Now, as advertised, I'm going to show you the 39 kilowatts of panels that I got. And there's no way I'm going to see 39 kilowatts come into my system all at once from all these panels, because they're all angled at different ways and different directions. And they're set up to maximize sun during certain parts of the day. And for example, that one over there, that's my 9-panel array. That is the last place on my property the sun hits before it goes behind the trees. So to get every minute of sun that I can, I put up that set there. And then for the morning, I've got these here. These aren't the only ones, but for the first thing in the morning, there's panels aimed straight at the morning sun. And then I've got 3 over there on top of my cabin, and then the carport here itself is all solar paneled. And then you see there that I've got some trackers that I built. Those were way back in the early days when I didn't have as much solar, and I needed to maximize solar going into my system. And now that I've got so much solar, they hardly ever get used. Just recently, we had a long string of really crappy days, and my battery bank, I couldn't get it fully charged. So I was using it at that time, but other than that, they rarely ever get used anymore. So there's one, and there's another one right behind it. And there's another carport there that's fully solar paneled. And I had some broken panels. I tried to sell on Facebook, but for $25, nobody would snatch them up. So I said, what the hell, I'll make use of them. They were still putting out about 90% of their rated output. So, I mean, they're still useful. So I put them to work. And then over here is my third tracker. And not too long ago, probably sometime this year, I put these two up here. Those are southern exposure panels, so that during the wintertime, I've got good power coming in from the winter sun. And then over there is an awning that I built for the front of the container there, and there's solar panels on top of that. And then I've got all these panels over here. And then those over there that are straight up, those are aimed at the morning sun also, particularly for different times of the year. That one over there is best for summer. That one is good for winter. And that one is good, whenever, any time of year. And then you can barely see it, but there are some panels on top of the container building itself. So 123 panels in all. And it equates to 39 kilowatts of solar. So I do pretty well. I don't, even on cloudy days, I still get pretty adequate power coming into the system, even though there's really not a whole lot of energy coming in. I still get enough power to maintain my static load and still have enough left over to put back in the batteries. And what you see here, this is my solar water heater for the winter time. This is normally covered up during the summer in a tarp. And this works really good during the winter time because the sun, almost facing fully south, comes directly into that cabinet there, and it heats it up really good. My other solar heater is up here, and this one works great from about April to October, and then it starts diminishing in its output capacity. It is trackable though too, so I can follow the sun with it. As you can see, I've got a winch right there, and I can pull it down, pull it up, and track the sun with it. And it works great during the wintertime all by itself. I can easily get a tank of 160 degree temperature water, so I don't have any problem with that. And then as far as heating is concerned, I use these solar furnaces that I built here. And they're really simple. It's just a box with glass over it, and I just painted the wall behind it of the cabin black. And there's a fan underneath the cabin, a high velocity blower fan that's taking air out of the inside of the cabin, pushing it through that pipe there into the cabinet, and then back out the top of that pipe there back into the cabin. And same thing goes for this one here. This is a solar furnace for my shed, and another high velocity blower motor pushes air through that pipe there into that cabinet, and it blows through and comes out through there. And if we're having a mild day it's not too cold, what I can do is, as you see on the top there, there's a little cover right there, and that's actually a butterfly valve. It's an electronic butterfly valve, and I can release some of the heat out of that into to the outside so that it doesn't overheat the inside. Same thing goes with that heater there, except I don't have an electronic butterfly like the other one. This one here, I've got a port here that if I take that off there, it'll blow a lot of the heat to the outside. And then I've got one covered that'll give me full heat, and then I've got another one here. It's got a screen over it, and put that on, and that allows some of the heat to escape so I don't overheat the inside of the cabin, because it can get pretty hot in there. And actually, with the sky the way it is right now, it's partly overcast. There's actually some heat being generated out of that collector right now. There you go. I got 101 degree heat coming out of it, and there's where it's coming out from. And let's see what the one in here is doing. I think that one's running too. Yep, it's running. Yeah, there you go. Getting 93 degrees out of that one there, even though it's mostly cloudy. That's where it's coming out. Now I'll take you over and show you the system itself. As you can see here, I've got an ass load of battery banks, 12 of them in all, and they're all DIY builds with 314 lithium phosphate cells. And that gives me about 100 kilowatts total power. And then to run everything, I'm doing 120 volts only here. Even my well pump and my clothes dryer over there all run off 120 volts. And I'm using a 6 kW inverter, and these things are really tough to find in only 120 volts. A 6 kW inverter that runs off of 24 volts is like finding hen's teeth almost. And I had another one of those up, the same brand. That's a Pass Power brand. I had another one up that I've been running for about a year, and I liked it so much I ordered another one. Actually, this is a little bit different style model than the one I originally had, but it seems to be doing as good a job or even better, because I've got a temperature sensor that's monitoring the heat output of this thing, and it's always down below 100 degrees, so this thing never really gets hot. And then I've got a meter that'll tell me exactly how many amps is being used by that inverter, and I've got a good 400 amp breakers put on it. And for some reason that inverter goes down, I've got a system set up where it'll automatically switch over to this inverter here. And here's another 6 kW inverter. And in case both inverters break down, my old inverter is sitting down there in the box that I can take out anytime I need to and put it in place, give me power. So I am really backed up here as far as if there's any problems. And over there you see those are my solar chargers. Now I don't know what it is with YouTube, but I've got 3 of these video outs testing these chargers here, and you can't find that video anywhere on YouTube. You put in solar charge controller on the search engine, you'll never find these chargers. And I've got 3 of them out. So for any of you that are watching this right now that are interested in getting a good solar charger, this is what you want to look at. Bateria Power. Now I've gone through Victrons and some grow watt inverters, and Victrons I had a lot of problems with, and the grow watts I've had malfunctioning problems with. They're not serious, but they are annoying. But so far with the baterias, I haven't had any issues whatsoever. And these things, for the amount of power they put out, 100 amps each, the price tag is $200 a piece for them. Now, there's no place that I know of that you're going to find a solar charger of this quality for that kind of money. So anybody looking for a solar charger, that's where you want to look. And let's see what else we got here. All right, and there's another big ass 400 amp breaker for this inverter here. And over there is a solar charger that I'm using. I was using. It's really not getting used anymore. But it was set there and meant to be used for charging new battery banks as I was getting them in, because it charged a battery bank much faster than any plug-in charger would do. So, but all I'd have to do is just take my knife switches right here and divert some solar panels over to that charger there, and I could charge up a new set of batteries lickety split. And that one up there is just a spare. And that one right there is a 120 amp charger, and that's actually hooked up to my generator setup. So I can plug my generator into that, and the AC feeding off that generator goes into something you can't see down there, but there's a 200 amp square wave bridge diode and square wave bridge, and it's feeding into 50,000 microfarads of capacitors. So it has a little bit of a ripple, but not much, and the grow watt seems to handle it just fine. I haven't had any problems with it. Of course, I've only had to use it just once, and it worked just fine. And the good thing about doing it this way, rather than using the chargers that are built into most of the inverters that you buy nowadays, is that it'll put out more power than what these will. I think one of them might put out 60 and the other one might put out 50. I'm not sure which is which. But that's about the limit on them as far as charging power, where I can get up to 120 amps out of that charger there if I've got a generator powerful enough to do that. Unfortunately, my generator isn't that strong to generate that much power, but I can still get about 70 amps out of it, which is better than any of these two here will do. And then I have a reserve inverter here that I use quite often, actually. I use it during the summertime mostly to take the load off my main inverter, because I don't like to set the output of my inverter too high. I like to try to keep it down around 4,000 or under if I can. Sometimes it'll get to 6,000, but not very often. But when it does want to go to 6,000 and stay there, then I'll switch something off and plug it into this inverter here to take some of the load off of it. And all the solar panels are coming in through those breakers right there, and some of them are getting fed into those contactors there, because actually I have more solar panels than what my solar chargers here can handle. So I have to limit what is coming into those chargers with those contactors there, and that's controlled by light intensity switch there. It's hooked up to a relay. When the light gets down to a certain level, it'll kick in extra panels and give me extra power. And now that I've got all the battery power I got, I can actually run my heaters overnight continuously. So I just did a test on those to see how good my sand heater that I built a while back does versus this quartz heater that I have that I've had for nearly 10 years. And believe it or not, the quartz heater did a better job, I think, of efficiency and the comfortability of the shed than the sand heater did. So that's the heater that's probably going to be used this winter this most, although it's only capable of keeping the shed about 25 to 30 degrees warmer than what the outside temperature is. So if it ever gets down really cold into the 20s or 30s, then I'll probably have to add this propane heater here. And this propane heater itself is kind of a neat thing because it's a wall heater, and I don't have the wall space. Come on, focus. Okay, there we go. I don't have the wall space to hang things, so I put it on a stand and put a platform underneath it to hold the tank and put some wheels on it so I can push it around anywhere I need to. So that's actually better than being a wall heater. And I think probably the last thing I'm going to show you is there's my generator. That's believe it or not, I didn't even realize it when I bought it, but it's 120 volt only, but it's a high amperage output generator, but it only does 120 volts. So I've only had to use it once, and with the battery power I got now, I don't expect I'll ever have to see another use of this again. Gas will probably go bad in it before I ever have to use it again, and I'll probably have to drain the bad gas out of it that's in it now. So anyways, there you go. That's kind of like a rough draft sketch of what my system is. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. It's not a real clean installation like some other people have. This system was built up over time of 5 years, so it had to be pieced together little by little, and that's the reason why everything is, might say, a little messy as far as the wiring goes. But overall, I'm confident in my wiring ability, and I'm not worried about any kind of fires or anything like that. So even though it might not look professional, it doesn't really give me any concern whatsoever. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video, and if you have any comments, just leave them down the section below, and I'll get back to them as soon as I see them. Thanks for watching.